This is David J. Stubb with another episode of Black History. And I thought I would finish today with the Rick Child case. But I just got tied again in one of my comments because everybody's saying Cyrus Belton were on social media with a gun. They saying that justification enough for Child to murder and go after Cyrus, which was a 14-year-old. So I told the guy who made that statement, I say, why did it's okay for Kyle Rittenhouse to go on social media with an AK-47? Nothing said. Why was it okay for the two twins in the Carmelo Anthony case to go on social media before the track meet with two AK-47s and say we going corn hunting at the track meet? Why was that okay? But it's not okay for a black kid, a person to go online with a showing their guns. All the mass murderers, teenagers, all had Facebook where they showing all their weapons and bragging. But when a black kid do it, it's a death sentence. I asked the guy. I say, so every black person who go on social media and flash a weapon deserve death? He said, yeah. Because he was going to rob that store sooner or later. And I see this all over Facebook. They saying the same thing. He was going to rob that store sooner or later. So Child got him first. And then they'll come around and say, oh, you stupid. Oh, you dumb. That's unity. They sticking together with each other like glue. Something what we blacks never do. We steady bragging, we our own biggest critics. Keep being our own biggest critic, and it's going to continue. And then the guy tried to justify to me because I brought up about Cal Rittenhouse. He say it's legal for Cal Rittenhouse and the two twins to have AK-47. That's the law. But he made them 18-year-old, right? We all know Cal was 16-year-old, right? And I say, sir, so it's okay for a 16-year-old to possess a firearm? He said rifles. But it's illegal for that 14-year-old to have a pocket knife. He taught like the pocket knife is a weapon of mass destruction because a black kid got it. But he said, oh, the AK-47 is legal for a 16-year-old. There's a difference between a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old, sir. You need to research the law. That's what he told me. And you know, he was battling a loss of black people. You know, he was battling them, standing his ground. He said wrong for that kid to have a pocket knife, but it's okay for teenager white kids to have guns because their parents train them and blah, 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 blah. And say, you blacks send out the wrong message to your children. Y'all need to be trying to teach on the law that it's illegal for them to have a pocket knife. I said, what about the AK-47? That's legal. sometimes you just sit back and just let them go at it. Y'all see the difference in the thinking of the minds? It's okay to have an AK-47, but it's dangerous for a black to have a pocket knife. That's how they think. And then they try to make us see how they think. They want us to say, oh yeah, you're right, you agree, he shouldn't have had a pocket knife, he's a black kid. But it's okay for a white kid to have an AK-47 and go and kill people with it, and they still don't go to jail. Okay, we see, sir. Black people, we gonna have to come together or go over with. You see how these people thinking, and unfortunately, they right. While we still separated, and so we are biggest critics. They laughing. They're laughing. 2 black kids have lost their lives. We can look at Camilio. That man ain't no killer. He had to do what he had to do. Some say it was 5 against 1, and they all were bigger than him. Some say it was 7 against 1, but they all were bigger than him. So in other words, we can't defend ourselves. If he gone to prison because 7 people jump him or 5 people and they all were bigger than him, they telling us when a white kid bully you, take your ass whooping or go to prison. That's what they telling you. A white kid bully you, take that ass whooping. At least you ain't got to worry about going to prison. That's the message they sending. Thank you and God bless.